At 6:05, we now turn to your coronavirus headlines. Here's what we're tracking for you this morning. First up, the city of Houston reported 299 new cases yesterday, bringing the city's total to more than 85,000. Next, nationwide, there are now more than 9.2 million confirmed cases of COVID-19, and the death toll is closing in on 231,000. And finally, New York is now requiring travelers from non-neighboring states to test negative twice. Visitors who test negative will have to quarantine for 3 days, then take a second test. Meanwhile, there are now 17,000 active coronavirus cases in El Paso. The virus is overwhelming hospitals, and now Houston is sending help. That tops today's other big stories.
As the COVID-19 outbreak continues to bear down on the city of El Paso, Houston firefighters have been sent to West Texas to help. 7 Houston firefighters are in El Paso operating mobile medical units. They'll be there for at least 1 week.
Back to school in person. Barbers Hill ISD returns to on-campus learning only starting today. The district tells us the failure rate in the classroom is 3 times higher for its students learning remotely rather than in person. Families uncomfortable with on-campus learning can transfer their kids to other districts. The search for a murder suspect. Police identified the man accused of shooting a teenager over a social media beef. Court documents show Kenny Garrett was involved in a fight in Southwest Houston arranged by 2 cousins. Police say he pulled out a gun and started shooting. 16-year-old Marasia Pratt was killed and 2 others were hurt.
This is an unprecedented event in my career.
Cleanup begins in Colorado. A fire west of Denver charred more than 190,000 acres and destroyed hundreds of homes. Snow and colder weather have helped dampen the flames, and some evacuees are now being allowed to return home. And those are the big stories on this Monday morning.
Okay, it's 6:07. The one thing you need to know, beautiful weather, picture perfect conditions. We're starting off nice and chilly this morning, pushing 70 degrees later this afternoon. We'll talk about how long the sunshine lasts in about 5 minutes.
As the number of coronavirus cases surge nationwide, the race for a vaccine, that's speeding up. Janelle Bluta connects the dots.
There could be a silver lining to the rise in coronavirus cases in the United States. It could speed up the arrival of a vaccine. Let's connect the dots. Whether you want to call it a second surge or another wave, coronavirus cases are on the way back up, not just in the U.S., but across Europe as well. This comes as researchers around the world are frantically working to develop a vaccine, with a few now in the all-important and massive final trial. In a recent interview, one researcher at Cincinnati's Children's Hospital said this new rise in cases could help speed up that final trial. That's because during that stage, they take hundreds if not thousands of volunteers and inject some with a vaccine candidate and others with a placebo. They then wait to see if the vaccine group develops less infections than the placebo group. If coronavirus is spreading rapidly among populations where the vaccines are being tested, they may not have to wait so long to see if they work. But even with this accelerated pace, experts still say most of us should not expect to get access to a vaccine until sometime in 2021. Connecting the dots, I'm Janelle Bluta for H-Town Rush.
Janelle Bluta, thank you. And Moderna says it's on track to produce 20 million doses of its experimental vaccine by the end of the year. AstraZeneca says its vaccine could be ready for Christmas, and Pfizer CEO is hoping for emergency use authorization by the end of the month, so November.